I was in need and desperate, and I ended up getting scammed.
I heard nothing but lies, honestly, consider we're under an oath. Kid you not, you have no idea how much hell I went through. There's a difference between a nice guy and a sucker. And I'm in the CBD business. I actually had to go upstate, up to Vermont, whatever. But I'm losing train of thought real quick.
Slow down with your talk.
Plaintiff David Crownson is suing the defendant for $1,100 for the return of money he paid as a down payment on a car. Defendant Freddie Linvor claims the car was sold as is, and the down payment is non-refundable. He says he owes nothing.
Approach the stand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Yes.
Thank you. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you, Najee?
I'm doing well, Judge.
Good.
This is case number 016 on the docket, Crownson versus Linvor.
Okay. And welcome to all of you.
Hello, John.
Thank you.
Hi. The plaintiff, David Crownson,
Yes.
you are suing the defendant, Freddie Linvor, for $1,100 for the return of your down payment on a car. Okay, why don't I start with you? And with you is
This is my mother.
your mother, and she's a witness in the case?
Yes, she
Yes,
is.
sir.
Okay, not just there for moral
Yeah,
support.
no.
No, okay. Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, I came in with the best intentions, and I ended up getting scammed. Basically, I'm a self-published author, book series called Harry Tubman Demon Slayer, and I was beginning a book tour, and I was in need of a car.
Yes.
Because it cost me a lot of money if I take Lyft or pay a friend to drive me around, basically, and to carry truckloads full of books. So I was in need of a car and desperate for one. And my mother happened to know Freddie, and I told her this, and she said, oh, I could talk to him about giving you a car. So my mom had been in communication with him, and then I had spoken with him because I was getting ready to do New York City Comic-Con this past year. And I said, okay, I just want a Honda, if you can find me anything. And he ended up finding me a 2002 Honda that was, I think, $2,600. But no matter what, I'll put a down payment on. And so, you know, weekend comes by, and
So had you seen the car yet?
I hadn't seen the car yet. I'd only seen pictures.
So you put a down payment on a car that you hadn't seen?
Oh no, we came there after the convention ended. I came the following week, and you know, his brother Max was still working on the car, so I couldn't test drive
Yeah, but
it.
when did you put the down payment on?
I put the down payment on as soon as I saw it.
So you saw the car, they were still working on it?
Yeah, I couldn't test drive because he was still working on the door.
Okay.
And
But you liked it enough just looking at it that you paid $1,000 down payment?
yeah, I was really desperate.
Yeah, but didn't you want to test drive it before?
Yeah, I wanted to test drive it, but they couldn't allow me to test drive because they were still working on it. So I said, okay, I trust this guy, and I'll write you guys a check for $1,000 right now, so you know that I'm serious about this car. Take the time that you need to fix it. I have a few upcoming book shows.
It's not like a unique car.
Yeah.
Why would you, I'm just trying to get your thought process, and not questioning how much you trusted him or not, but why would you put $1,000 down on a particular car, not a unique car, that you didn't test drive? Because what if when you test drove it, you didn't like it? Then you're stuck. Even if he's totally honest, what if the car is not real, you can't fix it up that much? And then you paid $1,000?
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe he was going to auction the car, or he was in a rush to get rid of it, and I think he had someone already who was going to buy it, so I just quickly wanted to grab it.
All right, okay.
So that was,
You decided to do it. Okay.
It wasn't a smart move on my part. And
I blame
you know,
myself for that, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, my younger daughter works with their mother.
Yes.
And so we happen to know his younger brother. He comes to our house because my daughter had a Volvo and she needed help. So through that, we found out about him, even though we had never met him.
Yeah.
So we figured my daughter works with their mother. So they're not strangers. So I was the one doing all the negotiations.
Around November, we ended up test driving it.
And so it was a month later that you
Yeah.
test drove it. Okay.
I heard nothing but lies. Honestly, consider we're under an oath. So give you a small pre-shadowing of how I met the defendant. So yeah, she does know my mother. A long time ago, she asked me to get her a couple Toyota Yaris to send him to Africa, which is, people do that, right? Yeah. And there's a process in place that is a successful process that actually bring back returning customers. The process includes, if you want a specific vehicle, sure, no problem. Give me a deposit. The reason is, if I buy a car at the auction and I want to return it, I don't get my money back. When I buy the car, you have a week or so, well, you have 5 days to pay for the vehicle, okay? Now, when I buy the car, well, I'm losing train of thought real quick, so just to go back on that. So,
Okay,
let me read.
so you have, right, because you're going to go and purchase the car at an auction or whatever, because he wanted a specific car. You went to go and get it, and you put down the money. The reason you asked for a deposit is because they're not going to take the car back from you.
Well, the reason why I'm saying what I just said is pre-shadowing to what I'm going to say in a little bit, so it kind of threw me off. So she wanted a different car that has nothing to do with this situation. Our relationship, the transaction went to a way where she said, listen, I swear you buy me a car, I'm going to pay for it. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I never bought her a car. Now we're going fast forward 2, 3, 4 weeks later. I don't know however long it was. Hey, my son is looking for a nice, reliable car. Okay, cool. What are you looking for? A Honda, a good car. Okay. Can I get a deposit to go buy that car? No, but, I'm very, very, very serious. He wants a Honda Civic, a Honda CR-V, so on and so on. So situations such as this, what happened is when the car is inexpensive, and let's say it's $2,000 to $3,000 to purchase the car, and I have a potential candidate, what I do is zero risk for them because there is no deposit. I put the money up. You want to buy it? Go ahead, take the car. You don't want to buy it? No problem. You're not obligated to buy the vehicle. Well, I have a selling date, buying date from the auction, and selling date. Now, they mentioned to give me a $1,000 deposit. That was the second deposit. The first day I got the car, I think we bought 3 cars, and I'm in the CBD business. I actually had to go upstate, up to Vermont, whatever. But he comes over there, sees my brother. He mentions that the door is broken. It's about a couple dollars to fix it. I said, cool. You want to buy the car? Give me money to fix it, which was $100. It'll cover the material, the parts to fix the door handle. There was no written agreement because in the state of New Jersey, when you buy a car, it's sold as is.
Slow down with your talk. There wasn't a, there was a written agreement or there was not?
The contract is being bound by the deposit. The deposit is the agreement, ma'am. You give me the money, the deal is yours, the car is yours. The argument is the car did not, it's not that the car did not drive good, So can I get back to my little story real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So he gives me she comes in, gives me a $100 deposit that shows me that she's serious about the car. I said, listen, I need a lump sum to know you want to buy the car. She gives me $1,000 down payment. I take that money and I go to the auction, I pay for the car. Now the car is $1,000 of hers. The car was purchased for $1,600. I put the rest of the money. The car is now waiting to be picked up. Hypothetically speaking, to be waiting to be diagnosed or to be looked at if there was any problems, right? The car is standing there. Well, when are you going to get the money? 2 to 3 weeks. Sure, no problem. 2 to 3 weeks go by. Hey, what's up? Where's the money? Sorry, I don't have it. I get a story. No problem. 2 to 3 weeks go by. Hey, what's up? Where's the money? I don't have it. I get a story. Okay, no problem. 2 to 3 weeks go by. My son is going to go to a comic show. He's going to sell, true story. He's going to go sell his comics. He's going to pay you for the car. Cool, no problem. 3rd, 4th time coming by. Hey, listen, he didn't do so well.
So
we don't want to buy the car anymore.
Over a period of time,
3 months.
3 months, he didn't come up with the rest of the money.
Correct.
Got it. All right. What did you want to say?
Your Honor, when I went to talk to him about cars, we were looking for 3 cars. A Honda for David, a Yaris for me, and a Volvo for my daughter.
Okay.
So I figured if the Honda Accord was not good and David didn't want it, we can apply the deposit to another car.
In the business world, the person who's selling the car has no concern about what the reasons are for why you get a car. The deal is between, the business arrangement is between your son and the defendant. Those are the parties. You put down, for whatever reason, the advice of your mom, whatever, you put down a $1,000 deposit. With used cars, you buy a used car as is. Normally, you wouldn't put down a deposit until you tested the car. In this case, you test drove the car. You weren't happy, but after that, according to the written statement, that's when another $100 was given.
No, I gave the same day, Johanna.
And for the record, you know, we own a repair shop, so I even advise that we will fix anything, any problem, anytime, no problem.
We gave the money the same day. He gave $1,000 check
Yeah.
for the Honda. And I gave $100 cash to be given to him as a deposit for the Yaris I was looking for.
So this $1,100 was paid on the same day?
The same day,
Not
sir.
after the test drive?
No.
There was no money given after the test drive?
No.
This car, you take out the trash yourself, right? At least once a week, right?
Yeah.
Every time I took out the trash, my ex-girlfriend told me, get this car out of the driveway, get this car out of the driveway. I kid you not, you have no idea how much hell I went through for having this car in my driveway.
Yeah.
So when she contacted me and she says, listen, we don't want the car, we want our money back, I'm gonna sue, la 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 la. I called a couple people, and I'm not gonna repeat what they said, as I didn't even tell her because it was not nice things to say at
Yeah.
all. But I did not take it as an advice, as obviously she haven't heard such word from me at all. But the point is that I had offered her, I said, you know what, fine. You
No,
want your
he
money
had
back?
complained about the.
Hang on, sir.
I said, you know what, fine, let me sell the car back to the auction.
He never
We
said
will
that.
lose, it's in writing, whatever. We will lose $200-300.
that.
Take the difference.
Never said that.
I'm not, there's a difference between nice guy and a sucker.
Okay, well, we do have some emails here where he is offering to sell the car back.
When the action came into me, it was like so much high anxiety. I said, you know what, here's a car, let me sell it at the auction, let's be done and over with it. But then she wanted the full amount. She did not want to take the losses. Forget what I lost. I'm not even talking about my loss. I didn't even
Yeah, but
care.
you're a
You're a
businessman.
business
done.
owner.
When you buy a used car, it's as is. And that's why people normally test drive it before they buy it.
We couldn't test
The
drive
reason you
because-
put down a deposit has legal ramifications. If you can always get your deposit back,
Don't put it.
then what is the purpose of a deposit? Just on the basic theory. If the reason you put down a deposit is to tell the person you're buying it from, you can take this to the bank. I'm serious about buying it. There would be no reason for a deposit if the deposit didn't have some consequence. He doesn't go at that time to sell it to someone else. He keeps it on his driveway until you decide you want to pay for it. If you're in this business, why isn't there a written contract, a form even, that says when you take this deposit, you take it as is? On their side is there's no written agreement what the deal would be. It's just verbally. And if you kept saying, or your people that were fixing it were saying, we can fix this,
That was all not true, but I
Well-
don't want to get into that.
well, that's the problem.
That was all made up.
That's on you.
And I asked the people who are in industry and told me, should you? Yes. Do you have to? No.
But because you didn't, you're in this mess now. You've got $1,100 of their money for a car that they don't want. May this be a lesson that from now on, there has to be a written contract. This isn't, you're dealing with a car, which is always going to be thousands of dollars.
Lucky for me, I'm queering this business and going all the other way.
Okay, well,
That's
that
it.
may be a good thing that comes out of this case. But do you have, and I'm asking you, is there this written contract where it is in writing that if they purchase the car as
Of
is?
them signing it?
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay. That is significant in this particular case. If there is as a condition, it has to be in writing.
And when the transaction is completed.
It has to be in writing. That means, since it's not in writing, the as-is doesn't apply. Also,
Fair
well,
enough.
that's the law.
No problem.
Also, when you said to them verbally that you'll fix it, that does away with, even if there was no statute, you can't say as is anymore because you verbally said to them that you would fix it. They are entitled to their $1,100 back. So I fine for the plaintiff $1,100.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, good luck. What business you going into now?
CBD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Good luck to
I
you.
used
you.
to watch you on TV, and I'm glad to see
Yeah.
you in person.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
By me saying that I will fix the car, then he will buy it, that's what the first $100 deposit was for me to know that they're serious, because I said I will sell the car as is without fixing the car, because we don't try to fix miscellaneous stuff like this, we'll include it in the price. And then he said, you know what, I'll give you $100 to fix this, and then the other deposit will come in, so whatever, but still thank you. But let me say that.
I feel thrilled about the verdict. I think it was very fair, and I think next time, always have paperwork.
Just go into a different industry, something that's more scalable, rather than you can have 500 dealerships, but we can have 500 CBD stores.
Hey, YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.